It's time for a long overdue apology to your conspiracy theorist friend. We're going on a 5-minute deep dive into why the switch theory is no longer just a theory. August 10th, 2019, the world was told Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in the most high-profile cell on the planet, but the internet wasn't buying it. While the news was still breaking, a post appeared on 4chan. It wasn't just another troll. It was a detailed eyewitness account from inside the walls. The poster claimed Epstein was moved at 4:15 a.m. in a wheelchair, front-cuffed, and placed into an unauthorized van that didn't sign in. Mainstream media dismissed it immediately. Just a 4chan LARP, they said. But behind the scenes, the Department of Justice was taking it very seriously. The day after the post, the SDNY launched a grand jury investigation. They didn't just want to know if it was true, they wanted the poster's head. They subpoenaed 4chan, Apple, and AT&T. They were hunting for the specific IP address that leaked the news of the switch before it was official. The paper trail led directly to a Citibank account, and that's where the mask finally fell off. The poster wasn't a troll. He was an officer. His name is Roberto Grijalva, a senior officer specialist at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York, the very man charged with Epstein's custody. His unredacted signature is right there in the Epstein files. He wasn't just a random employee, he was a key figure in the prison's internal investigation. Official memos from August 12, 2019, show Grijalva reporting information from the Special Housing Unit. He was deep in the loop. On August 9th, just before the death, Grijalva noted that Epstein would be needing a cellmate. The logistics of that night were changing rapidly. But if Grijalva's account of a switch is true, we should see it in the final photos, and this is where things get truly disturbing. Look at the ears. Human ears are as unique as fingerprints. The dead Epstein shows a detached lobe and different curvature than the alive one. Then there's the nose. The bridge and the angle of the nostrils don't align. Skeptics call it swelling, but the structure itself appears different. When you put them side by side, the facial geometry simply doesn't match the man we knew as Jeffrey Epstein. Grijalva's most explosive claim was the van. He said it didn't sign in and no one recorded the plate. A ghost vehicle at a federal prison? He also mentioned a guy in a green dress military outfit in the back of the van. This witness was shaking as he typed this. Grijalva cited the tower guy who let them through the gate. There were multiple witnesses to this unauthorized movement. The grand jury proceedings were kept quiet. Why go to such lengths to unmask a hoaxer if the story was impossible? We now have the bank records, we have the memos, we have the whistleblower's name. This is no longer just a theory from the dark corners of the web. Citibank complied with the SDNY. They handed over the keys to Grijalva's identity because he dared to speak about what he saw that night. Grijalva was interviewed at the prison. His presence during the death is documented and verified by federal records. The IP address from the 4chan post was traced back. It wasn't someone in a basement, it was coming from someone with access to the MCC. Why hasn't this been on the front page of every newspaper? The unredacted files have been out, but the silence from the mainstream is deafening. A medical wheelchair at 4:15 a.m., a van that vanishes into the night, a suicide discovered hours later. The timeline is a perfect match for a switch. The files suggest we weren't looking at Epstein's body on that gurney. We were looking at a carefully staged scene. The SDNY wasn't investigating a crime, they were investigating a leak. They were afraid the truth about Grijalva was getting out. So go back to that friend, the one you called crazy, the one who said the 4chan post was the key. They were right all along. The evidence is right here in black and white, unredacted, official, federal. This isn't speculation, it's a paper trail. Every detail the whistleblower posted has been validated by the very investigation meant to silence him. The ears, the nose, the timing, it all points to one conclusion. The official story was a lie, and the conspiracy was the truth. Share this with everyone who doubted. The Epstein files are open, and the whistleblower has a name, Roberto Grijalva. The SDNY thought they could hide him behind a subpoena, but the records are out and the world is finally watching. The doors of the MCC might be closed, but the truth about what happened that night is finally leaking out. Roberto Grijalva saw it, 4chan heard it, and now you know it. The switch was real. So go ahead, give your friend that call. They weren't crazy, they were just ahead of the curve. This is the Epstein validation. The truth is always revealed in the end.